I really love living in the north of Thailand. Since I moved here in the early 2000s, I've always lived in the north, firstly in Chiang Mai and now about 70 kilometres, about an hour's drive south of Chiang Mai and close to the mountains. But I've found over the years, talking to a lot of foreigners, particularly tourists, they say, oh, I've been to Thailand many times, but this is my first time up north. People will often come to the south of Thailand, they'll go to the beaches, they'll enjoy being in places like Bangkok or Phuket or Koh Samui or some of the other islands, but they don't venture up north very often, and I've always wondered why. Because the north to me is just such an ideal place to live. I really love it. So in this video I thought I'd take a bit of a look at some of the differences between the north of Thailand and the south of Thailand, because there are significant differences. Originally, years back, when Thailand was known as Siam, the north wasn't part of Siam. It was the Lana Kingdom. It was a separate kingdom. And so there's differences. There's differences in the culture, and the language, and the food, and even in the people themselves. So in the north here, they put Pasanua, they speak northern Thai language. In the south, they have a southern dialect. In schools, the Thai language is taught, the regular Thai language, the central Thai language as it's known, is taught throughout the country. But in the south and in the north and Isan and the northeast, there are distinctly different dialects. So there's something that's quite different a lot. I can remember years ago having this conversation, listening to this guy down in the south telling us some stories. He was a hardy chap, real character, a fisherman. He was actually Malkin, he was one of the sea gypsies. But I was really struggling to understand his Thai, and I asked the guy that I was working with, who's a foreigner but spoke fluent Thai, way more fluent than I do, and he said to me, oh, I'm having trouble understanding him too. It's southern Thai, but it's really rough southern Thai. So there's differences in the language, there's differences in the food. If you're eating Thai food in the south, particularly away from tourist areas, it is spicy. The food tends to be more spicy the more deep into the south you go, but it's fabulous. But one of the other key things that is really different between the north and the south is typically the south is quite a lot more expensive. Going out to eat, going out to have a few drinks, renting a condo or a home, and public transport, getting a taxi or a tuk-tuk and getting around is all going to be a bit more expensive in the south, whereas up here in the north, all of those things tend to be a little bit cheaper. I'm not sure why, partly because it's further away from Bangkok, and that sort of seems to be the similar thing. Anytime you're in a big city, anywhere in the world, it's going to be more expensive, and the further out into the provinces you go, things tend to be a little bit cheaper. But I've definitely noticed when I've done trips down south, I've got a budget for things being more expensive than they are up here in the north. And this may well be too, because there's a lot more tourism in the south. Places like Pattaya, Phuket, Hua Hin, all of the islands. Bangkok itself is really built to accommodate a lot of tourists that come through, and this tends to make things more expensive, but it also tends to make the locals a little bit different to deal with. And again, this is something that I've found anywhere in my travels. The more touristic a place is, the less the locals are kind of more natural. I find that there's tourism places, there's more hustle, there's more stress, there's more pressure to buy this or go here or be scammed by tuk-tuk drivers or whatever. Whereas up in the north, there is still a good amount of tourism. There's a lot of tourism based around Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai, but overall it tends to be a lot more chill, a lot less pressure and hustle than the times that I've noticed when I've visited places like Phuket or Bangkok. Up in the north here, the pace of life is just generally a bit slower and a lot more chill than it is down south. And sure, down in the south you've got the beaches, and this is why so many people like going there. There's so many visitors, so many tourists come to Thailand to go to the fabulous beaches. But you know, you get there, and they're all packed with tourists, unless you can find an off the beaten track beach, but this is getting harder and harder to do. Up in the north, we've got the mountains, and the mountains up here are absolutely fabulous. And you can travel for quite a long way without seeing other tourists on a lot of days, and especially in the low season. And we enjoy the mountains a lot, particularly if you're into motorcycle riding. Up in the north, it's fabulous for getting on your bike and just going and enjoying the relatively quiet roads. There's not a lot of traffic once you're off the main roads, and this makes it fabulous for motorcycle riding and really getting out and touring and experiencing local lifestyle up here. And up in the north, if you are coming particularly to ride, you've got to look at the seasons a little bit more closely. In a lot of countries in Europe and North America, there's typically 4 seasons. You've got summer, autumn, winter and springtime. But in Thailand, it's a little bit different. Up here in the north, we have 3 seasons. We've got the cool, dry season, we've got the hot, dry season following that, and we've got the rainy season. And right now, we're in the midst of the rainy season. It's been raining for about a month, and it is lovely. So rainy season typically lasts from around sort of May or June through into October. Then we get the cool season where it stops raining, so it's cool and dry and absolutely gorgeous. This is roughly from the beginning of November through to the end of February, and then it starts to get hot, but it stays dry, so it's not humid, but it does get really, really hot. Down south, you've only really got 2 seasons. You've got the wet season and the dry season, and most of the time it's hot, and a lot of the time, even in the dry season, it's fairly humid because of the proximity to the sea. And the other seasonal thing that we do get up here in the north, which is a real bummer, in the hot dry season, it's also the burning season. It's really hazy. The smoke gets a bit out of control, particularly in the cities. It's bad because there's all the other pollution there from vehicles and factories and stuff. Where we live down here, we're close to the highest mountain in Thailand, Doi Intanon, and we tend to get a bit of a breeze. There's a nice breeze blowing right now, and in the hot season, in the dry hot season, when it is hazy, when it's quite smoky, quite often we'll get a breeze in the afternoon that just clears the air. It doesn't eliminate the haze completely, but it really does distribute it and disperse most of that smoke, and we've noticed that particularly this year it wasn't quite as bad as in the past. So a lot of people choose not to come during that time of the year because it is so hazy, and a lot of expats I know who live here will try and escape. They'll plan to have their vacation time away from northern Thailand during the months of March and April, so that they can avoid the worst of the heat and the worst of the burning season haze. So up in the north here, it is a slower and quieter pace of life. That suits a lot of us quite fine. I'm very happy living out in rural northern Thailand, and the things that might be lacking that you can find in places like Bangkok or Phuket, I'm not so interested in. The nightlife down in the south is a bit more vibrant. The bars are open later, and there's more options for different activities and things like that to go out and enjoy in the night. But yeah, like I said, I like the quiet life. It's not my style. It doesn't sort of bother me, but if that's your sort of thing that you like, then certainly these are options that you've got to look at if you're looking at moving to Thailand. If you want somewhere a bit more fast-paced with a bit more energy, then the south is going to have it. Bangkok's certainly going to have it, but up here in the north, it's pretty chill, and we tend to like that a lot. I hope this is helpful information for you. If you've got other ideas about what you've experienced life like in the north or the south and how they're different, leave us a comment down below and let's have a discussion about it. And if you'd like to learn more about living in rural northern Thailand, please check out this video here. And if you're new to our channel, click that subscribe button and keep up to date with new videos when I put them out. Thanks for watching.